Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am Unroyal and we are in the Janetta and D class. Let's go ahead and get this started. Right off the line, already making some ground, getting around these guys. I got hit by a BMW, or did I hit him and disconnected? Crap. Alright, let's act like that little disconnect didn't happen. I am still Unroyal. I'm still in the Janetta. I'm still your below average driver, but we are at Lime Rack now. And it is raining, so this is going to be a bit of a fun time. Papa Sly going on the inside. Pepe Drift going wide. Trying to make some moves here. This was a pretty tight race. A little bump there. Get a little love tap from Corbin, or honestly don't know his name. I just know he's on a Mini. And it looks like we got a couple of Celicas by the looks of it in front of us. Old school, you know. Getting around Papa Sly on the inside there. Pretty good move done there. Going into this little chicane here. Trying to make a move on Pinochet. Does not seem to work out too well. He has a lot of top speed there. Going into this little left-hander. I do bump him. I probably should have gotten a penalty for that one, but the game forgave me for it, and it gives Corbin and Papa Sly the go-ahead. Pepe Drift bumping into me. Make me fishtail just a tad bit, but luckily I was able to keep it under control. Still your below average driver, but I can still kind of drive. Everyone seems to be going wide. I try to take it a little deep. Do bump into, I think, Pepe Drift there. Luckily, no penalties there. I do go into Papa Sly there. That one probably should have been a penalty on my end. I did purposely, but I accidentally go into him. Pepe Drift going off into the grass. He recovers it pretty well. Trying to make a move on him, going into this little chicane. I do go off course here. I didn't really have much room. And luckily the game forgave me for that one. Normally those corners there, they will give you anywhere between half a second to 4 seconds in penalties just for cutting the corner. Luckily the game seemed that I didn't really have much room to really maneuver. Going around the final turn here, trying to catch up to Pepe and Papa. Getting around Papa Sly here. And just trying to stay behind Pepe Drift here. Trying to stay within his draft, trying to gain some ground on him. We seem to be a little evenly matched in this race, but I do take this a little tight. Trying to catch up to him. Does not seem to work out in my favor whatsoever. But either way, it does seem like we got a little bit of fighting going. We got a Miata in the grass for some reason. I don't know why that was the thing. Or what happened there or what, but Pepe Drift is drifting around a little bit. He seems to be hydroplaning around on the track. Not really a fun time. Racing in the rain is never fun. I will say that. It seems like everyone's braking zone is very different and broken once the rain starts pouring down. But anyways, we're sitting in 13th. I'm right behind Bobby Data, who spins out Pepe Drift, getting himself almost 2.5 seconds in penalties. A little bit of sorries and thanks being exchanged, but it did get me around Pepe Drift. And it looks like I could probably make a move on Bobby here, but he does have power, and that is one of the meta cars for D class, so trying to get around him isn't going to be the easiest. Not to mention I do got to play defensive with Corn's Corbin. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to when I finally start catching up to some of the people. Bobby got around D's 3252. And we had a guy go off into the grass. I don't know what happened there. But anyways, we're going into this double chicane. I start to really wheel 3252 in. I don't know how to pronounce the first three. I want to say D's. But either way, Just starting to reel him in, really making some ground up, trying to get 11th from him. Right on his bumper, trying not to cause a collision because it is raining and I could hydroplane at any moment. And that'll make it to where it's a not a very fun race. So, Karras, he's starting to catch up quite a bit. I think he's got a lot of cornering ability, so he's probably trying to use that to his advantage. He's closing the gap quite a bit, so it's about a three-way battle, trying to get around these. That way he can do the battling with Karras here, who's going to take it tight and go around, trying not to cause collision with these here. And there we go, making the move. Done by the looks of it. Just got to get the power down without hydroplaning, going to the little chicane here. A little late on the brakes, probably not the smartest move, but we do get the move done without any penalties and without any collisions. So I'm trying to see if maybe I could just keep Karras within the penalty range. He starts fishtailing it. I'm trying to close that gap as best I can on the straightaway, as I do have power over him. So Guth sure is starting to close the gap as well. Looking like he's got cornering ability as well. So it looks like it's going to be a bit of a three-way battle for 11th. But don't forget, Karras does have the penalties as well. So as long as we stay within there, it'll basically be a two-way battle. And Gunther going in deep. He does give me a little love tap there. Not enough to really mess with the race too much. So luckily, I'm able to recover real quick. Going through these final few bends here, he's finally gonna try and go for a move. Looking like he's gonna get it done, but the power does play in there. I hit the brakes here, I get tapped on the backside, where Miata does come in out of nowhere. I get a track penalty for that one, even though I didn't really have much of an area to go, so not really a fun time. So anyways, I'm right behind Gunther. Abu going for a bit of a ballsy move, kind of messing with both of our races. I wasn't too happy about that, but either way, we're going to go ahead and finish this race in 14th. Not really the best race ever, but it was pretty close, pretty clean. I don't know what that guy behind me was doing. Did a little cartwheel there, but either way, that's going to be that race. Let's move on to the next. Alright, taking this to Mid-Ohio. We're in the 240Z this time. I wanted to try out some different cars and such, and I figured let's go ahead and give the 240Z a try. I did do a race in the 2000 GT as well by Toyota, so I'm probably going to do a voiceover on that one after this, because that was actually a really good race. But either way, going into turn 2, we got Pause is, I guess, right at my side, trying to get a little close to the grass. Right at my side there. Trying to catch up to Gold Hermie. I also don't know how to pronounce your name, dude. I'm sorry, but either way, he's in the Sylvia. He's struggling to keep the car under control by the looks of it, so going through these low corners is not going to be easiest. Pause is going into my side. Probably playing it a little too aggressive there. Anyways, going into these turns. Bad 346, deciding to go right into my backside. Probably didn't anticipate anyone braking there. Seems like these people in the meta cars and trying to do all the meta tune and all that seem to forget that people use their brakes on the tracks. So it seems like they're just gonna go right into people. So at least it's what I've noticed. I don't know. Maybe you guys have noticed something different, but either way, I do take that a little wide because Loco Chad there, he did go into my side there a little bit, seemingly a little aggressive with his driving. So I decided, you know what, let's give him a little bit of room, try to get around him. He goes into PGT Viriato. I honestly don't know how to pronounce that one, but either way, going into what would be the keyhole. I don't know if that's the name of this term, but Viriato goes into my side twice there. He seems to be very keen on keeping the 13th position. And with Loco Chad there, he goes a little tight. I decided to go on the wide, and Viriato going into my backside. Probably not anticipating my braking point either. Seems like he just wants to go fast as hell and not really take into account that there are other people on the track, so you gotta try and anticipate when someone brakes. I know I'm not the best at that, but a little bit of advice there. And was getting right side by side by Gulhermi. He does lose control and push me off the track in the process. I don't know if pushing me off the track was on purpose or not, but I did see he did lose control, so I will rule that as an accident as I get tapped on the backside by Viriato once again. The guys at PGT, could you guys come get your driver and tell him what the brakes are, because it's starting to become apparent that he does not know what the brakes are. But anyways, I go try to make a move on Gulhermi here. He does block it off pretty quick. Can't really complain though, because it was on the line, but Viriato deciding to go right into his quarter panel, spinning him out a little bit. For those that are on the PGT team, can you confirm this guy is on your team? Because he's not really proven to be eSport material, if you ask me. But either way, we're going into, I think this is turn 3, where Viriato finally learns the importance of brakes, goes off cutting some grass. Karma kind of played its part there. And I was going through these next few corners here, trying to catch up to a little bit of the pack. I do fishtail there, thinking I could make up some ground, but Santiago decides he's gonna go make a sandcastle and quit. And now it's just me trying to catch up to Loco Chad here, which I really don't get to do. So we are going to finish this race in 10th place. Couldn't really complain too much other than getting tapped on the backside quite a few times. Not really what I'd say is a good time, but either way, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next race. Alright, here we are in the 2000 GT by Toyota. Another car I decided to try out instead of my normal go-to cars. Charger, forgetting how big he was, tossed me off to the side and into the side of a rather beautiful 68 Mustang. I almost feel bad colliding with that thing. As you guys know, I'm a bit of a Mustang fan. By the way, going into turn 2, I get rammed on the backside by Viriato again. Yes, he is in this race too. I did record last race and this race back to back. Charger lose control there. He's in the grass doing some yard work by the looks of it. Getting right behind the Miata. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, so if you guys hear that, I do apologize. By the way, Miata dipped in a couple tires into the grass. Viriato knocking the Miata off into the grass. He does get a penalty for that one. Again, if anyone on the PGT race team is watching this, if this guy is not a part of your team, then you guys might want to do something about that. If he is part of your team, then might want to reconsider your driver choice. But anyways, right behind him, we got Morningstar doing a little bit of battling here. I'm giving him a little bit of room here. Viriato kind of messing with his race a little bit. He does back off and then goes into the side of me. He does go off track as well. I did feel really bad about that, but either way, I don't know if that was 100% my fault of him going off track. I'll let you guys decide that one. Again, I do feel bad, but I don't want to take full responsibility if I am not at fault for that one. But either way, going around FJ80 in what looked like a Golf, pushing my way to this Miata driven by a dark Columbus by the looks of it. Going into turn 1, little hard on the brakes there, not really intended, but either way, we are catching up to the Miata, which is a meta car in this class, getting around him and staying around him. The 2000 GT, I don't know if you guys probably know about these cars more than I do. If it's a meta car, please let me know in the comments down below, because It feels like one, and I honestly hate that. I'd rather build a car that isn't meta, but can still hold its own, because I feel like a little bit of glory is there. But either way, I'm catching up to a Trans Am driven by Tech Kitten. And knowing how the Trans Ams are, they got a little bit of power, but I do get around him pretty easily, not gonna lie. I don't even have race tires on here. I think I have sports on here, and I put in quite a bit of power upgrades. But either way, we start to really pull away from him. And now it's just me trying to catch up to Camino at this point. Looks like slowly reeling him in. He might have made a mistake there, but either way, Kitten closing the gap a little bit. He might be on race tires. He might have a bit of a grip advantage on us, so going around the corners is probably not going to be the easiest thing. But Morningstar does slowly catch up. It seems like our little collision there didn't mess with his race too much, as we do get halfway in there. He doesn't seem too mad about it either. It seems like he's not faulting me for what happened earlier in the race, so I'm not going to take any responsibility. I mean, you guys go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. But either way, going into turn 1 here, he does get the inside line. He does go around me. I do back off a little bit because he did make it known that he was going to go wide and try to be on the racing line as tight as possible. And at this point, this is when he really starts pulling away. Excuse me. By the way, I think I can start pulling them in, because it seems like I got him on the corners, but in fact, this corner will... Yeah, I have him on the cornering, but he does have speed. Along with corner exit, by the looks of it, he might also be on race tires, so that might be a bit of a... well, that's going to be the main factor in this race by the looks of it. But either way, we are both trying to catch up to Camino here. Sitting in 4th place, trying to make that podium as best as I possibly can. Going into these few corners. I wish I pulled up the map before I started this voiceover. Normally I try to say the actual names of these corners, but either way, Camino in our sight. I'm keeping Morningstar in my sight as well, because if I keep up with him, then I can probably get around Camino. Just looking at the mini-map there, it looks like we are really closing the gap in on him. And he's going to the final turn here. Slowly but surely catching up to Camino at the very least. Lieutenant Dan's legs, he's long gone at this sheet. Honestly, I don't know pronouns of these people. I will refer to them as he. If that offends you, I do apologize. But either way, Lieutenant Dan's legs, he is gone. So, no chance of catching up to them. Going into turn 2, this little hairpin here. Bacon Egg Roll seemingly trying to cover some ground by the looks of it. He does have a second in penalties though, so we do got a little bit of an extra gap there. I do fishtail there. Sorry, I'm a little excited after reading an article about how drifting is going to come back to Forza Motorsport at some point. So I'm trying to keep those skills up. But either way, Bacon Egg Roll, he is in a Miata. He's got what is technically 5 seconds behind me, so we're on the final lap. So if he manages to close that, then we are in a bit of trouble here. And he might, because we're in some really tight corners here. Morningstar and Camino started pulling ahead. I think they are a lost cause at this point, but as of right now, I need to try and put all the moves down, because Bacon Egg Roll is really closing that gap. And this is probably the best I have placed in a while, so I want to try and keep this momentum going if I can. Going into the final few corners now, Bacon Egg Roll really closing that gap. He's got it down to 4.4 seconds. Going into the final turn though, I think I pretty much have it in the bag. I do fishtail it there for just a second. And that is going to be this race. We are going to finish this in the 4th place. Excuse me. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of that. The 2000 GT, again, guys, if it is a meta car, please let me know in the comments down below, because it really felt like one. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next and final race of the video. Alright guys, final race, and I decided to go into A class, take a look at my Mustang. I did do the paint job myself, so I know it looks like crap, but either way. And I did rebuild this car from last time I used it. Instead of using race tires, I decided to go down to sport tires and see what I can do power-wise. And so far, it did really well. So, either way, going into Hog Hawken, I do got the map up for this one. Dave M3, man, he decides to go a little wide. I get around him pretty easily. Going into Mercedes Arena. Right behind Boosted Focus in the, the 2000 SVD Cobra. As I said, I am a bit of a Mustang fan. And I decided, you know what, I want to use mine. I had the opportunity. I said, why not? Let's use it. And it was catching up to Boosted Focus here. Getting right behind them, but we are going into, what is this? That Valvoline curve. Right into Ford curve. Didn't want to go into the back of them. That's some Mustang on Mustang action I am not going to have on this channel. But either way, trying to catch up to him, going into Dunlop curve. Not really trying to cause too much of an accident here. I'm not too used to having sports tires on this thing as of right now. So that is why I'm kind of playing it safe this first lap. But either way, going in that Audi S, we are slowly losing ground on him. He does have a little bit of grip on us. But I do slowly reel him in. Going into Michelin curve. Looks like Ball the Master has decided to take a very wide turn. Speaking of Ball, I wonder if that is a reference to Skyrim or not, considering he is saying he is the master and all that. But either way, we are catching up to him in the RX-7 side by side, trying to put the power down, but he does have the tighter line, so he does stay back around us. Going into the chicane, though, I do brake quite a bit. I think I would have taken that a little bit better than those two, but having them block me from passing, I wasn't really able to get around all that well. But going into the Coca-Cola curve, I do botch this turn real bad going into the sand. I decided, you know what, let's take a break from the race and make a sandcastle. You know, greatest stress reliever ever. And also, I do have the map of the Nürburgring up as well, and so that is legitimately the Coca-Cola curve. I am not making this up. As far as the Motorsport Magazine.com is concerned. But anyways, going in the Mercedes Arena. Now, you guys might be wondering why I'm not skipping ahead to some more action, and that is because I'm actually very proud of this race and such like that. So, either way, I'm thinking that Boosted Focus is going to get away, but I start reeling them in, so this is when I realize, okay, let's try to keep my head in the game, see what I could do. Got him down to under 2 seconds as far as distance is concerned. And of course, Ball the Master is not very far ahead of him either, so I'm thinking if I could catch up to Boosted here, I could probably catch up to Ball as well. Because it does not look like the RX-7 is pulling away from the Mustang all that easily. So it just tells me that the driver of the Mustang needs a bit more practice. And it was going into this Audi S. I start really closing the gap. He does... Well, actually I don't. He starts pulling away. But going into Michelin curve, though, this is when I start making some ground. As I'm deciding to not really play it safe anymore. I'm going to push my Mustang to the absolute limit. And catching up to him, trying to catch up to him on the straightaway, as I do have quite a bit of power, quite a bit of power in here, and I went from 2.2 seconds down to 1.9, going into the chicane, and this is when I really make up some ground, getting them down to almost a second and a half away from me. Going into the Coca-Cola curve, I'm more of a Pepsi fan, by the way, but either way, really catching up to him, and now we're on the straightaway. This is when the power is really going to be my best friend, and As you guys can see, I start really reeling him in. Seems like he doesn't know what to do, but either way, I do hit the brakes here, and I do let off here. Biggest mistake ever, because I do go way too wide. Boosted focus, taking back 4th place from me. But don't worry, we're not going to let him hold on to that for too long, going into the Mercedes arena. I almost go off track there. I was maybe half a tire away from getting a penalty there. By the way, he does fishtail it there. Exiting Mercedes arena, going towards a Valvoline curve. Again, we're on straightaway, so I start putting the power down, start really reeling him in. Into Valvoline, he starts pulling away. He does dip skip. We both dip a couple of tires into the grass. Speaking is not the easiest. Going through Ford curve, he does take it a little too wide, keeps it a little too tight. And of course, I put the power down and get around him pretty easily. Going into Dunlop curve here, he does start closing the gap, but he doesn't really have enough real estate to get the move done, so I start pulling away, going into the Audi S. And now it's just me trying to catch up to Ball the Master, who is the only obstacle in my way of a podium. And now going to the Michelin curve, I'm in my head as of right now. I am wondering if it's possible, but as of right now, I seen him dip from 3 seconds down to 2.5 by the looks of it. So I have a weird feeling at this point that I might be able to chase him down and catch him. So no more playing it safe. Going into the chicane, I do hit the brakes a little late there. Mess up that one just a little bit. But going into the Coca-Cola curve, I seem to be able to take this a little faster than Ball, which is kind of sad because he is in a old school JDM, whereas I'm in a new age muscle car. So you would think that I wouldn't be able to keep up with him on corners, but we are on the final lap right now. Going into Hog-Hawken, and I got him down to almost 2 seconds on the dot as far as distance is concerned, so I might be able to reel him in on this last lap. At Mercedes Arena, got him down to 2.3 as of right now. He's slowly pulling away. Never mind. I got him down to 1.9 now. Under the 2 second mark. We got to start putting that power down. Going into Valvoline curve. Trying to take this as fast as possible. Going in the Ford curve. Trying to take that as fast as possible, as well as I am in a Ford after all. I should be able to take that really fast. Got him down to under 1.5 seconds now. It's looking like a podium finish is within my grasp. Braking right at that 100 board. Going through Dunlop curve, right, almost on his bumper right there. Got him under 1 second ahead. Got him down almost half a second. Going to the Audi S. Slowly but surely reeling him in. Trying to use that power to my advantage. Going into the Michelin curve. We're going to make a move here. We're going to get right by his side. Have to ease off the gas, though, because I don't want to go into the side of there. I was a bit of a dick there going into the bit curve there, where I did block him off quite a bit in an asshole fashion. But either way, we did get the move done. Podium is within my grasp. Going into the final chicane, I'm taking this a little safer than I was before. Ball the Master slowly but surely trying to close the gap, but it doesn't really work out for him. Going into the Coca-Cola curve. Kind of taking a bit of a victory turn there. I took it a little safe there. And at this point, I just say screw it. Put the pedal to the floor. And we are going to cross the line in 3rd place. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope to see you guys next time. Please pretend to feel like I said something corny to get you to like, comment, and subscribe. Love every view I get. All comments are welcome, except for the nasty trolls there. And I hope to see you guys next time. See y'all later.